Welcome. We're going to start at 7, but I'm just going live now, just testing everything. So welcome. We're going to start, and we're doing Flipgrid. Just in case you weren't sure, this is what we're doing tonight. So we're going live at 7, but I'm just starting now just to make sure that we're working. Oh, yay. And I'm seeing comments. Awesome. You're welcome, Rebecca. Good. I have my iPad up to make sure that we're working, and hopefully you can hear me and things are working well. I'm even using my hotspot tonight because we have some sort of storm going through, and just in case I lose power, we still will work. Great. Great. Everyone say hi in the comments. Say where you're from. What do you teach? Great. We're sounding good. Thank you. I never know. I never know how we're sounding. Cool. Great. Gonna do some Flipgrid tonight. Isn't it cool? Yeah. My daughters are in the background. One is watching. She's interested in this. North Carolina, awesome. I know I got one thing playing with Roblox over there. And if you have a 9 or 11-year-old, you know Roblox. You can go play Roblox now. Yes. Flipgrid is starting soon, but say hi in the comments. I'm just going to remind people that we are live. Come on over. Great. Massachusetts. Great. The one they're from. Kelly in North Jersey. Hey, Kelly, are you getting a storm here in Jersey? Because I'm getting like ins and outs of a storm. Maryland, love it. New York, awesome, awesome. It is great to see everyone tonight. I don't know if your school year is starting. Ours is starting back after Labor Day on September 10th, and we're going 5 days a week all day. So getting ready to go back. Teachers go back next week, so we're getting ready for that. And it's exciting, and I hope some of the stuff I show you tonight will help you in your teaching scenario. We're going to start in about a couple of minutes. Awesome. It's great to see you all tonight. Georgia, New York, Maryland, New Jersey, Northern California. Awesome. Massachusetts, welcome. So we're talking. Just remind you what we're talking about tonight. We will be talking, I'll go full screen once I start. We're talking about Flipgrid tonight, elementary music, but definitely stuff I'm showing can be used in middle school. I have used it with grade 5 very successfully. Today was your first day with students. I hope it went well, Tambry. I have a very interesting virtual background that's making my hair sparkle. That's so nice. But once I share my screen, I won't. I mean, I'm feeling all glittery the way this screen's working today. All right. We are coming up to 7 o'clock, and I want to be cognizant of your time. So I am going to start. And it's great to see you all tonight. And once I start the presentation, the questions you ask in the chat, I will come back to. If you're viewing this on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on YouTube, I'm not over on that chat. But if you're viewing it on Facebook, I'm over on this chat. So after I finish the presentation, I'll come back and answer questions. And if I totally miss your question, I promise to review it again later on tonight and try to answer it as well. But welcome. I'm Amy Burns, if you're not sure who I am. And you tonight I am presenting on Flipgrid. So it's been a while. It's been about 3 weeks since we've been doing Muse Tech Live. Usually we're Thursday nights, so check back here during the school year. And it's usually my friend Joe and Jeff, and we're together. And Jeff teaches at Grove City College, and Joe used to be in the field of music education and went into business. And we're usually here on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. But this week I'm going Tuesday, and I'm tackling Flipgrid. I love Flipgrid. I use this myself in my elementary music classroom, but the reason I'm tackling it is they updated last week or about 2 weeks ago. So this is a great time to jump in. So we are going to jump into Flipgrid. I'm going to be talking about elementary music. However, feel free to think of these ideas and adapt them to your teaching scenario, whether it be elementary, middle school. I'm talking general music. You might be talking choral or band. And of course, in the scenario that you are in and what it might do and look like this year. So we're jumping full screen here, and we're talking about Flipgrid. So if you don't know Flipgrid is owned by Microsoft, and it's absolutely free. We love Flipgrid in that way. I'm just going to jump out because you don't really need to see me. So I'm going to put it in this mode. There we go. You don't need to see me talking. But in Flipgrid, it is owned by Microsoft. It's absolutely free. Students can use this various ages. And currently they tell me it's always going to be free. So Flipgrid is awesome. And if you haven't used it, I hope I kind of give you some ideas tonight. Or if you have been using it, I hope I give you some new ideas. So I am going to try to approach everyone here and those who come back to listen later. So, just if you don't know, I have a book coming out. It's coming out September 1st, but the Kindle dropped last week. So, the book is out, and I'm really excited about it. This is Using Technology with Elementary Music Approaches, and it's using technology to integrate into Dr. Feyerabend's first steps, the Kodai approach, and the Orff Schuler approach, as well as project based learning. I've been working on this book for the last 2 years, and of course, it was in its final, pretty much, going to the printers when we went into quarantine in March. So one of the things I made sure to do is there's a website. And this website is a supplement to the book. And it's right off of amymburns.com. You can see it live now. And it looks like this. This website here, what it is it has this pop-up menu, and it tells you anything that's changed in the book will be housed here. And that's me talking. And it leads you to a YouTube video talking about it, but it also tells you that I give you adaptations. So if I show you an activity in the book that's meant for like stations, and we can't do stations right now, I'll tell you how to adapt it. It also lists all the websites in the book by section, and then at the end it lists everything. So for example, this Flipgrid session I'm doing tonight, I will put right there. It will also be housed here on musetech.net, as well as my YouTube channel. And the slides for this will go up on Amy M. Burns in the session links after we're done tonight, because I still have to put them up there. So let's talk Flipgrid. Flipgrid is amazing. First of all, it's free. And as I said, it works with so many age levels. And the students are not required to have emails. We love this about Flipgrid. So your youngest students can use this. And it's pretty intuitive to use. I had my third graders use it during quarantine this past spring when they never used it before. And I just made short tutorial videos, and they were able to get the hang of it. It works seamlessly with Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams. I mean, beautifully with Google Classroom. So what I usually do is we have Seesaw from preschool to 8th grade, and exclusively preschool through second use Seesaw only. But grades 3 and up get introduced to their emails and Google Classroom. Google Classroom does not have the tools that Seesaw does. And to try and get them to record themselves using Chromebooks usually requires Screencastify or some sort of tool like that. But when I have Flipgrid joined together with Google Classroom, I actually have quite a wonderful classroom and a great effective learning tool. So I'm going to show you tonight how Google Classroom seamlessly works with Flipgrid and, of course, Microsoft Teams since it's owned by Microsoft. If you're going to pilot Flipgrid in your classroom, please make sure you get permission from your IT and from your admin. And if they've already started it, then the permission is probably there. But if not, you need permission from them to help you get permission from the parents to use it. The privacy policy for all the students is ingrained in Flipgrid. But again, you do need to make sure that you are following all rules and regulations so that nothing comes back to you. Let's talk about setting up an account. Normally, like with my Seesaw workshop I did about 2 weeks ago, I didn't show this part, but I'm going to show this in Flipgrid because setting up an account involves a lot of the behind the scene things in Flipgrid. And the problem is those behind the scene like preferences, you need to know them because when you're doing topics and groups in Flipgrid, you kind of need to know those preferences. So I'm going to show setting up an account because it starts tackling that. And you're going to see me repeat myself a lot during this webinar workshop. You're going to see me repeat myself saying like, here is the settings again and again. It's kind of that retrieval practice to help you go, oh yeah, there she goes again talking about that. And it's the same thing again. So if you were to never sign up for Flipgrid and you're going to start, you do need a Google email or a Microsoft email. Obviously, those are free and you just set one up, and then you can set up a teacher account for Flipgrid. Now, once you do, it's going to ask you these questions. But here where I circled tells you best practices. That link is great. And then the consent forms. If you have to go and get the consent forms, I will give you this wonderful note that I know about is that if your IT does a general consent form with the parents where they sign consent that the students can use tech tools, and then the IT lists those tools on a website, all you have to go to the IT is say, I want to use Flipgrid. They can add that to the website. And basically, a lot of schools, that's the way they get around these generic consent forms. If they just add it and they already have the parent's signature from the beginning of the year. Not all work like that, but some do. So once you do create your steps, your account, you are into this welcome to Flipgrid. And Flipgrid's fabulous. It really helps you set up Flipgrid. They really do have wonderful resources of help that I'm going to show you at the end. So they tell you how to create a topic and how to share a join code are the first things that they ask you to think about and do. So creating the first topic, this is the next screen, they talk to you about setting up your discussions and how to add your students. Unlike other programs, adding students in Flipgrid is actually very intuitive and totally doable if the students have emails or even if they don't. So we start here with the topic essentials and the access code. So always start simple with Flipgrid, and we are at the beginning of the year. Flipgrid's first topic of introducing yourself is one of the best topics to start with. And you don't have to recreate the wheel. I'm going to show you a little bit later where you can actually already find topics that are made by other music educators, and you can just grab them and adapt them. So here, I always try to start with introduce yourself, and you will notice that I give the directions of how much time you have. And you can actually change that from, I think, as short as a minute and 30 seconds to as long as 10 minutes. However, in the introduction, if you give them 10 minutes, they're going to take 10 minutes. So, if you don't want to go through about 110-minute videos, I would suggest keeping that introduction very short and sweet. I love this about Flipgrid. You can change the languages of your closed captions. So I changed this one to Spanish, meaning that the closed captions are going to come up, even though you might be speaking one language, will come up to the language that you have specified. Normally, the video moderation is turned off in the default. So you want to turn this on. I moderate all videos unless I'm teaching an adult graduate class like I was this summer. I was teaching STEAM in the elementary music classroom for Lebanon Valley College. I turn the moderation off. But when I am working with my students in elementary school, I turn that on. And I teach preschool through fourth grade general, fifth grade instrument, fourth through eighth grade band, and I direct the after school conservatory. So I wear a lot of hats at Far Hills Country Day School. It's a private school here in central northern New Jersey. And if you're from New Jersey, you know what this means because we're such a small state, but we do divide ourselves into three sections. So the video moderation, you want to turn that on. That way, you're the gatekeeper and nothing can come onto the screen and be seen or heard by other people. And then finally, here you can do in the topic essentials this focus, this media focus. Now, I've got to be honest with you, up until about 2 days ago, I've kind of let this one just go by. But then I started to realize all the partners that Flipgrid has. And when you start to realize that, you start to realize Flipgrid has a wealth of kind of hidden tools in it. For example, if you are using Nearpod, the media focus can be your Nearpod link. If you want to record yourself speaking the directions, you can hit the little red record video and right there record it. So you don't have to upload it or do it in a third party. You do it right inside of Flipgrid and off it goes. It will just come right up. You could I always put an image in, but they have some great like little GIFs in there, emojis. But again, it can go to like Newsella. Do you have an article in Newsella about music? I mean, I love Newsella. My daughters use it. And when you search their tools, there's a lot of music articles in there. And you could stick a music article up there and ask them to reflect on it. There's an activity right then and there. So that little media focus is for them to focus. And then you can add 9 additional links to it. The Google is like that's where you could put in your Google Slides, a link to your Google Slides. So there's a lot of different things. The Kahoot. So I'm ashamed to say I've always ignored it, and now I'm understanding how important that focus point is. So that's your media. Now going on, I'm going to use an image for this example, but it shows it's on private and here's public. So I just want to flip the screen for a second. The only time you would actually make this public is if you really want to share this with another Flipgrid classroom, or maybe you want to share this with parents. So, for example, your talent assembly can't happen this year due to the pandemic and the hybrid teaching scenario, the in-person with restrictions teaching scenario, or the remote online teaching scenario. I am trying to make sure I'm hitting all 3 of these scenarios. If you can't perform your talent assembly, this is one way you can. You can use Flipgrid, create a topic, have the students submit videos of themselves singing or playing their piano or whatever their talent is. So it makes a whole group and then make it public. So after it's all done and it looks good, change the private to public and those can view it with a join code. If they want to leave a comment, they want to cheer their child on, they have to have a Google email or a Microsoft email to do that. So it's good to know that you can make these public for items like that. So let's go back to private. You have 2 choices here. You have student email. That means that you're going to put the domain in there. So for example, my domain is fhcds.org, or maybe it's gmail.com, or maybe it's, I don't know, whatever your school is, .org or .edu. You would put it in there and it would accept only those email addresses, meaning that they will not accept, yahoo.com. So it's not going to allow anyone to come in like that. That's good. So that's what you want to put there. And then the student, just showing this part, the student username. And I got to tell you, I took these screenshots last Tuesday and they've already changed. They no longer have those little backpacks anymore on it. But the student username means that you can import or upload a CSV file, right? You can look at their template to help you and upload the names that, the administrative assistant might have to give you. Or if you want to, you can just add names and they don't need the school specific ID number. Like I added Wonder Woman. You can create the names. So that's really up to you how you want to do that. And again, their screen has changed guest password optional. It is totally optional. And now the screen looks like you would have to actually turn it on. So it wouldn't even show you there to even be confusing. That's great. So you set it up with student emails, or you can set it up with student usernames. You have a lot of options there, and it's very intuitive. If it is a student username, how do they log in? You can give them a link. You can give them a scanning code. So if they're on iPads, they can scan in. There's going to give you different options to share out your group. Now, when you hit more options, because that was just topic essentials and access control, it will give you more. So to continue on, these next items are what you would see every time you were creating a topic. So I'm going to show you what it truly defaults to and what you can do with this, because every time you create a topic, you're going to have these topic attachments, status, features, and feedback that you can change around. So topic attachments gives you 9 external links. So for example, if you are using Music Play Online and you're trying to figure out a way that Flipgrid could help that, well, it really can. Music Play Online by Denise Gagne is one of the best elementary music curriculum, that online curriculum tools. There's many out there. This one is also one of the most affordable. And in it, she's trying to make it now so that like the recorder videos have separate links, but she hasn't gotten there yet. However, this link that I'm showing you on the screen is from her online modules, and her online modules that she is now creating for an entire school year. And again, go check out musicplayonline.com if you don't know what I'm talking about. These online modules have separate links, and inside them, like this PDF, Music Play, Music and Me, had its own link. So I can attach this link for this introduce yourself video, because if I have shy students who don't know what they're going to say, they can click on that link to get some ideas, and that we just love. There is also the topic status, and you can expire your topic. Here in your topic features, it's going to show you if you want notifications daily, never. You can choose how you want the notifications. It will tell you every time someone's done something in that topic. And then you can turn off download and share, meaning the students can't download their own video if you don't want them to. And then the followers, you can turn that on or off. This is what it defaults to. And then as you continue down to the video features, it defaults this way, meaning the likes are turned off, but everything else is turned on. So you can turn these off. For example, this past spring, I needed my 3rd graders to record 50 Nifty. And those who know it, I know it's now singing in your head. I know it is 50 Nifty. And really just wanted them to record themselves singing it with the accompaniment and then be done. So like I turned off video editing. I turned off like view count. I turned off video comments. I did all I wanted them to do was record and be done. I think I even turned off some of those selfies, and because when you click that drop down menu, they don't have to do a selfie. They can do something, you can turn all that off, because sometimes the selfies can be a long process for students, and the sticky notes. So you have the ability for every topic you post to customize it to the way you want it. We love that. And then feedback. It gives you this basic feedback of ideas and performance, or you can go into custom feedback. So for example, if you were working with the Kodai approach, and let's say you're using one of my lessons in the book and it's about me, so, and la. Well, you can, let's say you're going to do this lesson, but you want them to turn it in via using Flipgrid. I'm going to show you later how to do this. So you might create a new rubric that talks about singing with me, so, and la. And then you would add new criteria. The left side shows you it blank. The right side shows you what I did with it. So singing me, so, and la. Here is 4, 3, 2, 1. Minimum score of 0. Really, the minimum score would be 1, and the maximum score would be 4. So it works out quite nicely that way, that you can do that. And that's just for your feedback, not really to give them feedback. If you want to give them feedback, you can do that via video. But this is kind of feedback for you. If I got that wrong, please let me know. But I believe that feedback is just for you. Now your topic is ready. So your topic is ready, and I love the way it shows you all the different ways you can share it. So I can share it out this way as a link, and they can just take that link and join. Or the scan code I was talking about, you can embed. We love that as well. Microsoft Teams seamlessly into it, Google Classroom seamlessly, and the Remind app as well. How awesome is that? I mean, that's really quite nice. That's a lot of sharing opportunities. So we have topics now, but if you're new to this, we're missing something and we're missing groups. Now, if you're not new to it, but you were aware that Flipgrid updated, it updated 2 weeks ago and no longer calls these grids, but calls them groups. That's a little bit more intuitive to us educators because a group could be an entire third grade, or a group could be Mrs. Casella's third grade class. And that makes a little bit more sense to us over grids. I think grid, and I'm thinking New York City subway grids, like that's what I'm thinking when I think of grid. So group makes a little bit more sense to me. And of course, as far as I know, and please correct me, you can have unlimited amount of students in your groups. So again, if you know otherwise, please tell me. But since the way they're logging in is through emails or they're logging in through scans, and this is a completely free tool, it's pretty much unlimited number for the amount in the groups. So creating a group starts here. So we're in the discussion tab. I'm going to show you the dashboard and what that top of the screen means with the discussion tab. But you're going to organize your topics with groups. So for example, the introduce yourself topic, I want to put over every group. So my third grade, my fourth grade, my fifth grade, I want them all to have this. So you create your group, you add a discussion topic, and you share the group. So how do we do that? Creating a group, it's usually going to be private again, not really public. Again, that's like a talent assembly, or if you're trying to connect parents onto the grid, or you're trying to share your grid out. Most of the time, your groups are pretty private. Sorry, I said grid again. They are groups now. So you would name your group. It automatically generates a join code for you, but you could try to put a custom join code in there. Like I think for this summer, I did LMUZ Steam for mine. And since it wasn't used, I was able to use it. And then again, your groups can be logged in as student email or student username. This is fabulous in case your second grade is using, it doesn't have emails yet, but your third grade does. So each group can have different ways of joining. When we go to the next, it shows you here the difference between adding your students with email and without. And we already saw this earlier. So again, as I said before, if you're just joining us, you're going to see me repeating a lot of items. And the reason I'm coming in through creating an account and creating a topic and creating a group is these are really important things to know. If you don't know how to create a group or a topic in Flipgrid, it's hard to use Flipgrid. So that's with your email and without. Now I've created 2 groups. Awesome. I have Miss Casellas and Miss Coombs. Shout out to my third grade teachers. I adore them. All right. Now I know it's active because if it wasn't active, it would be red and hidden. So green and active. I know how to share it, but if I need those sharing tools again, I just hit that button. I know I can edit it with the pencil tool. And lastly, the actions. If I click that drop down menu, it allows me to add a teacher. I love this for our fifth grade No, you still can't hear me. Let's see. Let me check the mic. Not yet. All right. I'm going to try to check this mic and see what's going on. Cam mic. All right. Let's go into the audio. Testing. All right. That looks good. That looks good. All right. Good. All right. Yes. Awesome. Yay. I'm back. Great, 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 great. All right. Excellent. Thank you for those in the chat because you're letting me know. I do have my iPad on, and that's how I knew I lost feed. So thank you. Thank you for being patient with me, and my apologies for that. But so glad that I caught that back on. So I'm going to go back into full screen. But again, I got my iPad, and I think I'm going to stay on screen just in case I jump off again. So awesome. You all are the best. Thank you. So excellent. Great. We're going to jump back in. And great. You didn't miss much because I did catch it the second it went off and then jumped myself back on. So I'll just go back one slide. Yeah, good. We're coming back on. Great. I see captions running. Excellent. Excellent. Good. This looks great. Perfect. All right. Just in case you missed this one slide, I talked about we made groups, and you can actually, this shows me that my groups, I can actually duplicate my groups was in that actions. And then topics. One of the things Flipgrid improved on was that they made the topics so that you can make one topic and put it in multiple groups. This is amazing. I love this about Flipgrid. Thank you for this. So like this introduce yourself topic, if I go to actions and I duplicate the topic, I can actually duplicate it to any group that I have made. And now when I duplicate it, I click on it, Music Class 3 JC, Music Class 3 KC, and boom, it's now on multiple groups. So that is great. So I can make one topic and share it out. This also means I can go into Flipgrid's pre-made topics by other elementary music teachers, click on it, and share it to numerous groups. This is new to their update, and I applaud Flipgrid. They must have been listening to educators who begged for this, but that's really so wonderful for specialists who have numerous classes on Flipgrid. All right. So as you can see, there it is. Went to 2 groups. We love that. So let's talk activities. I've been talking about all of the behind the scenes items. So now we're going to go into activities. And in these activities, I'm going to show you by starting simple and then getting into more kind of a techie type of activity. And I'm going to hit one from the book so you kind of get to experience a little bit from the book. So starting simple, introductions, those are great. So let's see how one of the students would do the introduction. So I am going to show you how I did this. So you're going to see the activity of me introducing myself, and then I'm going to show you all of the tools that I have in this video. So this was pre-recorded. I hope you can hear it. I'm going to bank that you can. Yes. Using their Gmail because that's how I had it set up, and now they can introduce themselves. So here it is. There's the picture I put in or the focus, and here is a link that I said like to Music Play, Music and Me to give them some help if they wanted to use that to help them instead of just recording. That might have been helpful, and of course if they click on it, it will just open in a new tab and bring you right over to Music Play Online. So that can help them if they need a little help. Now they're going to record themselves, so they're going to click the red record button, no longer going to click a green plus, but it's red record, allow, and it reminds them that they have a minute and 30 seconds, and the topic is moderated, meaning that it will need approval. Now, we have all of these new kind of options and effects. So we can go over here to the effects, and in these effects, we can do a few things. We have the ability to add a photo. I'm going to show you later on that one. We can change around to the whiteboard, and there's new features there. I'm going to show you in a moment, but we're going to start with using filters. So we have some really cool filters now, and we can make it look like we're under the sea, or even blur it out for the students, or
have a lot of different fun here. So maybe I will go to under the sea. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the filters, and then in the frames, we have, these are brand new. So these are great like frames that we can put on since we're under the sea. Let's use this one. So now it really looks like I'm under the sea. I like that. Again, we can add emojis, put text under here. We can draw. Here I want to draw a little bit. And that works as well. Now I'm ready to record. There's more options here. The whiteboard, which has, I'll just show you just a few things. It has this great stars now, and this function is awesome. I'm going to show you what you can do with the split screen very soon. I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to show you what you can do by adding a custom sticker or photo. But we're going to leave those blank right now. You're going to do the little intro. The other options over here, which I'm going to show in a few minutes as well, is you can just do audio but no video. Isn't that great? You can mirror it.
That's not what I meant.
However you want to put that. You can upload a clip if they recorded it somewhere else, and now you have the ability to screen record. They started doing that last May, and I'll have Sarah demonstrate that. So we're going to leave it like this and do a little video. So they are going to say, hi, this is me under the sea. Woo! All right, so they love that. They go over to next, and then they're like, so they are going to say, hi, this is me under the sea. So, I want to add more. I want to tell her some more stuff. Okay, so here we go. Here I go. Under the sea. Woo! I love music, and it's music to me. No, okay. So cool. Go over to the next one. Okay, so they are going to say, hi, this is me under the sea. So they are going to say, hi, this is me, and edit that. Say, hi, this is me. Say, hi, this is me under the sea. Perfect. If I want to switch it around, I can. Under the sea. Whoop. Perfect. Okay, that's my 13-second intro. Up here, there's a sticky note that can be added, and right here you can show the topic again, so it tells you the instructions. That's really, really nice. We're going to jump over here. Now we're going to snap a selfie. Snap a selfie. Again, I might put the effects back on. So I'm not going to sticker this time. My effects are going to be that lovely filter, this one. All right, beautiful, right? Looks good. And again, you have more options. Let's mirror me. That's perfect. Or I can select a frame from the video. There's my wonderful, wonderful picture. So then we submit it. And this is what I love that Flipgrid has done. Flipgrid has now told you that it's hidden until approved by your educator. Then it also gives these other options that I allowed, or you can turn these off. But this is great because in the spring, I had several of the same videos being submitted because Flipgrid neglected to tell the students that the teacher was moderating the topic. Now Flipgrid tells you in any which way it can, from when you first start recording to when you click submit to when it's actually submitted right here. So Flipgrid heard that response from us educators and changed it. Isn't that great? That's awesome of Flipgrid. So that's how you record a response in Flipgrid.
Flipgrid has so many wonderful uses there, and that's just using it to introduce yourself. So that's really great to just connect with the students, especially if you're remote teaching right now. But did you know that it has an immersive reader in numerous languages built into it? Now, a lot of our Chromebooks do, but if you're teaching remote, this is a really wonderful tool. And of course, this is how you approve it. So let's look at this. In this one, is it playing? Let's see. Make it go. There we go. So here, a teacher can easily just, still singing, they can easily go over here to the Immersive Reader, and it's going to play.
Antes así. Hay nada music and music va a casa cover si sales me ansí.
So it'll talk in Spanish because I told it to close caption in Spanish. I can also go into the here and choose the language to translate it to. So this is wonderful. So it has this immersive reader built in. Now our Chromebooks do as well, but that's a really, really fabulous, fabulous item. So approving it, if you didn't see it at the beginning of that video, was just turning it from green to red. I don't even think I did put it in the video, but it's just turning it from green to red. There it is. So you can see when something isn't approved, it's hidden, and when it is approved, it's active. Now, leaving comments. You can leave feedback directly that everyone can see, or you can leave feedback that only the teacher and the students see. Let's look at that.
Hello, I am Sarah. I'm the daughter of Miss Burns. I go to Firehouse Country Day School. I am 9 years old.
So that's Sarah in our STEAM class. Now, all of the ones that were next to it, because Flipgrid looks different now if you haven't seen it, these are the next people answering. But coming down here, this is where you can add a comment. So you would click add a comment and record yourself.
Hi, Sarah. It's Mrs. Burns, your music teacher, and of course, your mommy, and someone who has your picture right behind me. Thanks for joining our class and showing everyone how an elementary student can accomplish STEAM.
We love this. And then if I want to give direct feedback, I would click the feedback button, and then I can record directly to her, and only she sees it. That's also where my rubric and private comments are. And then the last tab, edit, allows me to edit her info. Now looking here on the student side, this is Sarah's Flipgrid. Okay, and now you can see what it looks like in a group. This is a topic.
Hello, I am Sarah. I am
waiting for her to finish. Yep. So that's what it looks like from her end.
Hi,
with
Sarah.
All of them.
It's Mrs. Burns, your music teacher, and
of course, the immersive reader is there to read the comments back to her if she was a non-reader. If she was a non-reader, she'd probably just listen to the video as well. But the immersive reader is there, and it's a really just wonderful tool that Flipgrid has ingrained in it. So when you saw that student view, it shows everyone and their responses, and they would just hit the comment and they can leave feedback for each other, or you can turn that off, or you can leave her direct feedback that only she sees. Amazing. So let's look at the dashboard. When you log in, you get a dashboard that looks like this. So the discussion tells you all your current topics and groups. But I have been talking about finding other topics, and that's here in the discovery portion of your dashboard. These are topics created by the Flipgrid community, and they save topics to a collection. So when you look at the topics, again, first of all, look who they partner with. So you can find topics in these like Minecraft topics and Wonderlopolis and Flocabulary. And I know many of you know these because your school uses them, and they're kind of integrated a little bit into what you're trying to do. And Skype has topics, Nearpod has topics. I mean, they're there, and you can find topics in these partners. That's really wonderful. And when you go into the discovery here, what I'm showing in this video is that you can find topics that you can relate to, and you can actually filter out. So let me see, just jumped. There we go. Yeah. So right here in the discovery, I can actually put in a topic like, I don't know, music, and see what I can find. And then I can filter it out by music, newest, audience, elementary, and then see what I get. And then I can even filter more by the amount that someone has been shared. Oh, this one, song, writing a song in Chrome Music Lab. So I can click on it. This topic is created for me. Look at that. And now I can add this topic to any of my groups. Look at all my groups. I can add it right in there. And then it's there. I can edit it and adapt it. So I can go into Discovery and take someone else's music topic for elementary music, totally adapt it to mine, and then share it to any group that that's in my account. And this is great. Again, it's all those topic details again that you can change per topic. Isn't that wonderful? And that's great. The activity that has the focus is Spark Adobe, but it also has the link to Chrome Music Lab. Now going into Sarah's account, you can see that I added it and she could grab it and she could do it. It's great. So use those discovery. I also tried to look for a recorder. Could I find a recorder activity? Well, it went to, there's an orange belt right there. You saw I could actually, again, filter more and find more recorder activities. Are you going to be able to play recorder this year? Maybe you don't like recorder and you are celebrating that recorders can't be played. Or maybe you're missing it. Here's a way to keep your recorder program going. It's Flipgrid. It's flipping that recorder class. And you'll find people who already created topics on recorder. It's great. Let's go to activity. Activity, if someone asks a question about digital badges, Flipgrid is like the leader in digital badges. First of all, they give you digital badges for things that milestones you reach. They give your students digital badges for milestones they reach. This is a digital badge. You're seeing it right there. I'm getting achievements for things I've done, like 500 videos and things like that. That's a digital badge. And can you put a digital badge on their Flipgrid? I mean, not as easily as you could on Seesaw, but you can definitely share a digital badge. You can make a video and then put the digital badge, split the screen, you saying you earned this digital badge, and then a picture of the digital badge. Mixtapes brings me back to the 80s. Mixtapes is taking certain, as it says right here, it's taking things to showcase. So you're showcasing student videos. You create a mixtape and add videos from any topic to build your custom playlist. This is wonderful. If you were doing talent assemblies and you did take one group and they added everything there, and then you can mixtape it. Like if you did third grade, Casella, third grade, Coombs, they were all adding to a talent assembly, and then you're going to be like, here's talent assembly A, and here's talent assembly B or something, and the mixtape will allow you to take it from various topics. Shorts are fabulous. You can create a short video and download that and place it somewhere else like Seesaw or your Google Sites, put in your Google Drive and share it to your Google site. And this is a great tool to make a 10-minute or less video. Then Grid Pals, are you looking for another class that's using an elementary music class using Flipgrid? Well, there you go. That's what I got as of last week. Reflections. Take something like this. We use the noisy paint box, and I read it to them over online. And now they're going to use Kandinsky's. You're going to see an example of circle art using Kandinsky's from Chrome Music Lab and just reflecting on it and making it. So here you can see it. The link is there in Kandinsky Chrome Music Lab. And then when you go down here, Sarah's going to tell you what she did.
So, Miss Burns, I also made this. This is very funny. And I learned that when you close a circle on this, it makes that. It could make like... Wow, that's a big one.
So comments, students can leave comments.
Sarah, I love your Kandinsky thing. It just kind of proves that you kids are often so much better and more creative at it than we adults are. So awesome job.
And those can be active or hidden. So you can always hide comments if you feel they need to be in a certain way that you're guiding them to comment, or you can make them active like that. And Sarah can revisit and check her comments and respond back. Now, if you look at that, Sarah was in Flipgrid recording her screen because Flipgrid has a record screen tool. When you go here into the record button and you hit the options, it gives you 4 options. Uploading a clip, you can mirror your video, and here where I had the mistake earlier and I didn't change that, added the pre-recorded video. Audio turns off the microphone to remove audio from the recording. Sorry, I said it like it was just audio, no video. It means video, no audio. It will take the audio off your recording. And then record screen. This turns Flipgrid into Loom or Screencastify or Zoom or Screencast-O-Matic. It turns it into, or QuickTime, it turns it into a screen recording tool. So to see that in action, this is what it looks like. You would record a response and then allow it to use your microphone and your camera. And then you go to the options and you click record screen. Then you click start screen recording. It's going to ask you, do you want your entire screen, an application window, or a Chrome tab? This is great. So if they're on Chromebooks, this is really, really fabulous. On iOS, to be honest, I think I'm not quite sure. I haven't tried this on iOS, but iOS has a built-in screen recording tool. And then this is how she did it. And when she was done, she submitted it this way. I mean, it's the same way. She goes through it, she creates, she does all that, she finishes, she takes a selfie, your shy selfie's there, she changed the background, and then it was done. So that it finishes that easily, and you can screen record. Your students can, and you can. Simple songs. Can't sing in your class? Have them record themselves in Flipgrid. Here's an example of Sarah doing 2 simple songs in Flipgrid. She just joins in, and it's as easy as basically hitting the red record button, no longer the green plus, and just singing. Tell them, guide them to sing something, and here you go.
Yes.
If you're nervous, if they are shy, they can put an emoji in front of their face. And of course, if they're in class, they can hum. This is me leaving comments, and you saw the drawing tool, which I showed earlier. They can do drawing of rhythm patterns and recording themselves playing it, drawing of pitch patterns and record themselves singing it. Create and sing. So this one comes from the book. And this is taking bounce high, bounce low, bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. So in this one, I'm going to create a topic, and I'm going to use the manipulative that comes from the book. So remember, when the book says, here's the Google slide, notebook, PDF, PowerPoint, or Keynote file, it's all on my website. And yeah, I did do it in that multiple way to try and reach any one of you with what you might be using. So here I've changed it, I've set it, you've seen this several times, but here I'm going to enter the Google link. So this is the Bounce High, I got it off my website for the book. I put the link in, but here I'm going to do one thing. Make sure the link is shareable. It is to you because I share it with you. But here I'm going to force copy. Any link you get from me, any file you get from me on this book is force copied to you. Why? So you can edit it and do whatever you want with it. And therefore, if the students mess it up, if you share it out one-to-one like this for remote learning, you have the original. You just go back to the website and grab the force copy. So I really try to make it so it doesn't kind of fail. I really try to make it so you succeed. This is me sharing it to a Google Classroom. Now, I know I'm speeding through it, but this is creating an assignment, and then I just share it to the Google Classroom, and the students are able to do this. The Flipgrid topic is the link, and how did I share it? I just hit that little Google Classroom icon. Sarah comes into her Google Classroom. This is what it looks like. She sees an assignment set for her. She clicks on the assignment. She clicks on the Flipgrid topic. She joins. She grabs this, the focus point, and she makes the copy. So it opens. Now she's creating a new melody, and her job in Flipgrid is to sing the melody. So record herself singing her new melody. Let's go to Sarah to do this. So Sarah's in her account. She's going to record herself. She allows everything. She just needs, she's trying to memorize it, but there's ways to get it. She could have screen recorded this too.
So la la so la so mi.
Sarah's fantastic. Anytime I ask her to record something, she's right there and she does it. And then she's going to go through the system of creating a selfie and then submitting it. And that's right from the book. That's a bounce high, bounce low. But again, she was trying to memorize what she created. If you want to get around that, you can ask them to screen record and then that will work. But that's how you can assign it right to Google. And that's just one of the manipulatives already created for you. Pitch explorations. Watch Sarah use the drawing tool to make this. The drawing tool can do this. Put on whiteboard, hit the drawing tool, and have them record. And she can add text to it too. And then submit it right in. But you can do pitch explorations beautifully, speaking of Dr. Fire Robbins' first step in this 8-step workout. Now, her doing a screen recording will just give her a tiny portion of herself in the corner of the screen. However, what if you wanted to do what I did with 50 Nifty? You really want them to record themselves singing along with an accompaniment. Can it be done? Yes, it can. Following here, this is going to show me, before I show you that, I'm going to show you this. This is a short to make a follow the bouncy ball singing with me video. And it kind of goes into what I'm talking about. So in the shorts, I can make this great follow the bouncy ball. This is going to be Starlight Starbright. And this is also in the book, this song and an activity with this. So here's me, split the screen. All right, now I'm going to bring up the music. Okay, so this comes from that Kodai site, if you know, the HNU site that has these. She gave me permission to use it in the book. Like, can I quote you? And she's like, yeah, please, thank you. And then I'm going to take a star emoji. And I'm going to record myself singing and telling them to record themselves singing along with me.
Here we sing, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
Now, if you're like, I'm not using a 5-line staff yet, or that's kind of a hard visual to see, get rid of that visual and use the drawing tool. You just saw Sarah using it, and you can use it too. Draw yourself a line. Sorry, my lines are one of the most crooked things in on that screen, and that's okay. But here you can do it that way.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
So you can create this short. You can create this in a topic by hitting the focus point and the yay, like that, and use the video tool. And you have it. You have this down as a short. Now, let's say I want a student to sing along with the accompaniment or with me. How would you do that? So here, I'm creating the topic. You could do it this way, just record right there in the focal point, but I uploaded the video. So that's how I did it. But I could create it all inside Flipgrid, inside a topic. Now, if a student comes in, so they could come in, they see this, but the focal point won't let them jump the tab. So they could do a screen recording and sing along. So if they do screen recording, they can sing along and their little head would be on the bottom. And they can do it that way. So they can sing along with an accompaniment. However, if I put in a link like this in one of the 9 links, so that now it's a jump the tab, then they can jump the tab, hit record, jump the tab, hit play, sing along, headphones help, come back, and stop the recording. So here I'm showing you a tiny version of me doing it by screen recording. Or they can just jump over to the tab. And this does work. This is how I did 50 Nifty. So here I'm singing along on a screen recording.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
So I sang along with myself, and I have this recording now that I can use, but the problem is it's a tiny little me, but it does get them to sing along, and you've got it. It's working with the recording. Or, as I show you here in the next example, when we're doing this so that they sing along with an accompaniment, then for our virtual performance, I put that link up of the sing along to this video link. All right, so that's 50 nifty. And what happens is,
it's recording you right now. Don't worry about that. Click the play and sing along.
so she's going to sing along. What happened is I put the link, she clicked the link, it opened a new tab. She jumped the tab and is like, okay, got it. She jumped back, she's in Flipgrid, she hits the red record. Then she goes over to 50 nifty, she hits play and she starts singing. Now Flipgrid's recording her even though it's not on the screen. Now, the only reason I'm holding up a device is I'm actually trying to show this. She's actually teaching the other kids. But my device I'm holding in my hand in this video doesn't really count. What she's doing is recording. So she starts singing along and I have it. Now, headphones would have been ideal. Okay, that's what would have been ideal. But what she did is this. If you're not sure what I just said, now watch me do it myself. You won't hear me sing because I was using Loom and I told it not to record me singing because Flipgrid was. But this is what I did. I jumped the tab. I'm singing. I jump back. I hit stop. And I go over here. And there you got it. Amy, I'm an iOS. So you just talked about Chromebooks or any sort of laptop. You just hit record. The link opened it in a new tab. So you jump the tab, you hit play, you sing, you come back, you stop the recording, and you get it. And it's like, yeah, what do you do on an iOS device? On an iOS device, Flipgrid won't jump the tab. So you're going to need to use kind of the screen recording tool. You can split screen in an iOS device, or, you know, if it's just going to be so hard for them, for the students, ask the parent to record. When it came to iOS, I kind of ended up doing that sometimes. But if they're on some sort of laptop Chromebook, it will work, and it works well. You can do this for a talent assembly, and you can do this to make short tutorial videos, and you can gather virtual recordings. So once you gather the virtual recordings, it's quite simple. When it's done, you hit share and go down to download video. That's how you would get it. And then the video editing software that you might be using could be numerous different ones. This one, the example I'm about to show you, was just using iMovie. iMovie is awesome because you can actually, you know, line it up pretty easily. What's wrong? Yes, honey, what's wrong? Okay, sweetheart, everything okay? Oh. Okay, honey. Sorry, I'm getting a last minute urgent message there, but it's all good. So here, I used iMovie. Now, iMovie is great because you can line up beautifully, but iMovie is also challenging because it only layers 2 at a time. Then you have to export it, and then you have to keep layering. Using WeVideo, and that's free for a certain amount, like 1 gigabyte, and then you need to use the subscription. But that one you can layer numerous. Or go to canva.com, which is free, and find their video grids. And then you could put things in it and then edit the audio in like free Soundtrap. But this is what it looked like when it came out to the ending. And now they're all like big emojis, but I made it work and it came to this. The possibilities are endless. Now that is like very, very amateur, but you know what? the amount of compliments I got from just trying to do this and just somebody, obviously didn't have the little emojis all over their faces, but what I did, they were thrilled about. And I got so many nice compliments like, thank you for making something that just was something they would know and understand and they're proud of. And, no, it wasn't a concert in the auditorium, but it was something, and it was great. So the possibilities are endless with Flipgrid, a free tool that works amazingly well. It does take some time to get used to. No, I can't. I'm live right now. Dad is upstairs. You can ask Dad, okay? Thank you. But you can, this is a live, I'm sorry, I'm telling her it's live. This is free, and you can, if as much as you want, you can sit there and play with it and work with it until you get comfortable with it. It's absolutely free. There's nothing that is in a paid version. So what you see is what you get. There are some excellent resources out there. Help.flipgrid.com is one of the best resources that you can find, and it will help you set up, or you can redo this, like rewatch this video, but it will help you set up and do many things. Blog.flipgrid.com is also wonderful. It gives you a lot of different tutorials and help. I loved that. Whoops, I want to go back to that one. I love that. There it goes. That in their blog, they highlighted Teresa. Teresa, I learned about Flipgrid from watching her at ISTE. Teresa is great, and she uses this with her band students. She's a Pennsylvania music teacher. I hope I got that right, Teresa. And they highlighted her last May, so they spotlighted her. And you definitely want to check that out. Other resources, Richard Byrne, he does some great YouTube videos of Flipgrid. So that link, once I post these, you can take that. Katie Wardrobe did one, I think back in May, she did a great one, and you can find that workshop on her YouTube channel. And she does, once a month, she does free webinars on different tech tools. You can just go to my website and find a bunch of different tech tools as well, and webinars and workshops and things like that on my site. Again, the book is coming out September 1st, and the Kindle is already out. It is published by Oxford University Press, and I need to give a big shout out to Dr. Missy Strong. She wrote the foreword to the Dr. Fire Robbins First Step, so you know it's good. Glennis wrote the foreword to the Kodai approach. I met Glennis at NYU when she was doing her level 3 and I was doing my level 1, and she knows so much about Kodai, and she really shows it in this book. It's beautiful. Ardith, another New Jersey music educator, wrote the foreword to Orff Schulerk method, and I met Ardith at many of our New Jersey workshops and was in awe when her students came in to do this amazing orchestration of like a pop song, and they were just so phenomenal. So I grabbed her to write this, and I appreciate that. And then Cherie, my only non-New Jersey music educator participating on this book, she's down in South Carolina at the Hammond School, and Cherie helped write the project-based learning. She contributed an activity with me on the whole project-based learning, and it is available on Amazon. Empower every voice. One of the things I think I adore most about Flipgrid is it empowers my shyest students. Last year I had many students submit with emojis over their heads, but they played and they sang, and I was fine with that because I just wanted to hear them play and sing, especially when we went into quarantine. It empowers every voice. It lets every student be heard, and it's a wonderful way to flip your classroom. All right. Came in a little over an hour. Didn't mean to come in a little over an hour, but I hope that it stayed on. I noticed that the comments didn't come back, so I hope this stayed on and that you all stayed along with me and that we didn't lose it, but I don't see anything after 7:31, so that makes me a little nervous. I hope I didn't lose y'all. Anyways, if I did, this did get recorded so that I can put it back there on. Oh, we're here. Oh, good. Okay. I was a little nervous when I saw no more comments. because I was like, well, it recorded. Awesome. So I'm going to put this recording will be on our Muse Tech Facebook page. Check us out because we're coming back on Thursday nights, hopefully in September from 7 to 8. It is on my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, just come and find me and right there on amymburns.com. And then you can, I'll answer you. If I don't respond to you in 2 days, send it again. I will not find that rude. It just means I was under a rock. But you all have been great. Thanks for sticking with me when we lost sound and visual there for just a minute in the middle of the session. I hope you learned a lot. Have a great school year. Stay safe. Stay safe this year. And just do what you can for your students, but don't exhaust yourself to the point that you can't do what you need for yourself. Remember, social emotional learning, we're working with our students, but make sure you consider yourself and have a fabulous, fabulous year. I'm going to go through some of these comments, but I hope to see you back when I do another webinar coming back. Hopefully in a few weeks, maybe I'll see another topic. I think I might do free resources or some others that I've done recently just to show you for elementary. So have a great night. I'm really not seeing any questions, but if they are, I'm going to answer them going through the comments tonight. So have a great year. The recording will be posted right after I hit end broadcast. So it's there in the Muse Tech and in YouTube.